Hey everyone, how's it going? I appreciate you joining me on this video. This is going to be a little different than some of my other videos that I've done here recently, where it's the POV ambient music in the background. Every so often I'm going to try to sprinkle some of these videos where I share my thoughts, do a little talking, not a whole lot, and just try to get my thoughts out there. So I appreciate you joining me on this ride. And if you find it to not be your cup of tea, then feel free to leave now. But if you like it, then stick around. So right now where I'm at, it is very cold. There's that Arctic snowstorm that's moving across the United States right now, and it's slowly making its way to where I'm at. So I'd say right now, I believe it said it's 15, but it feels like it's 7. Very cold. It's around 5 o'clock in the afternoon. But yeah, I am layered up. I like this little stretch of road right here. Kind of winds down this hill. I feel like I'm on a roller coaster. It's really cool to ride at night when the sun's going down. But yeah, I wanted to take out the Honda XR tonight. The last couple of rides I've been taking out the Z900. And that's fun. You know, it's more of a street bike, built for speed, as they say, but this is probably one of my favorite bikes to ride, just because it is a dual sport. You can take it on the road, and if you see something you want to go down an old dirt road, you can do that too. So I mean, this opens up a little bit more exploration with, you know, what you may want to see or where you want to go. And I wanted to get out and go on a ride before this winter came in, this winter snowstorm. These birds flying around. They're trying to get out too. I like riding this time of day. The streets are pretty empty. You pretty much have the roads to yourself. So the worst thing you have to worry about is honestly a deer. There's some kind of wildlife coming out in front of you, which has almost happened. So you do kind of have to take it slow here, especially when you're riding at night. Just try to look for the glow of the eyes in the trees. See what I'm saying? Look at this. Wide open. You know, the thing I wanted to talk about today was why I like to ride. You know, it's something that we hear our family members ask us and talk to us about all the time, and I'm sure you've all heard before, like, oh, you're going to kill yourself on that bike. Bikes are dangerous. And everyone's got a story of a friend that they know that has been hurt or killed on it. And I'm not saying those things don't happen, because they do. And bikes are dangerous. I get it. You know, you don't have that much protection on it. But like anything else, there is risk, and there's calculated risk. I would say riding a motorcycle for me is a calculated risk that I'm willing to take. You know, the thing about it that I enjoy is you're present in the moment. You really don't have time to think about anything else. I mean, occasionally the thoughts slip in your head about life and whatnot, but for the most part, you really have to be attentive to what's going on in that moment in time. Having to do the throttle management, work the clutch, scan the road near and far. So it really keeps you engaged in that moment, and that's something I really do enjoy, especially when you get caught up in the hustle and bustle of life. This is kind of your chance to release all of that and then just focus on the now. And I think that's something that people and myself have really forgotten to do. But riding a motorcycle allows you to tap into that, and that's one of the positive things. One of the other things I like about riding a motorcycle is the sense of freedom that it gives you. It feels like you can go anywhere, do anything. The exploration factor opens back up. I mean, there's a reason, like when you're a kid, you're always out on your bike. It's always out in the neighborhood, riding around, going down to the creek, just trying to see something different. To me, a motorcycle, it's the same thing for an adult. it just allows you to go further and see more. One of the things about riding is it forces you to be attentive, to pay attention to your surroundings. Here we go, got some deer right there, look at that. To have that situational awareness, as they say, to, I guess, be scanning the areas around you, looking for the threats, looking for the things that could hurt you. It keeps you sharp mentally, physically. In order to ride, for the most part, you got to be able to manage the weight of the bike. If it tips over, you got to be able to pick it up. Being able to stand up, maneuver it the way you want to, especially when you're going off-road. And then there's the mental aspect, like I said, where it's a de-stressor at the end of the day. You can ride around, you can completely shut your mind off and just focus on what's going on in front of you. I'm going to check out this road down here. I like riding down this road. It reminds me of that scene from the Shawshank Redemption, where Andy tells Morgan Freeman's character, like, if he ever gets out of jail, go to this wall, and there's this big old tree out there by itself, that tree I just passed. He's got that lava rock with the money and stuff underneath it. It always kind of reminds me of that when I drive through here. This is what I was talking about earlier when I was talking about the Z900 versus the XR. It's just, you wouldn't want to do this ride on that Kawasaki. You could, but it wouldn't be good for the bike, and it's just not built for it. With this XR650, you can go on these roads, and you can still get on the highway and get up to 60, 70, 80 miles an hour. But you can also get on these back roads and cruise around and have some fun. The reason why I like riding on a motorcycle is that you just feel like you're more a part of the environment that you're riding in. When you're in a car, you can put on the cruise control, roll the windows up, have the heat on. And on a day like today, like I said, where it is freezing, you don't really feel it. To where right now, it's like, even with my heated gloves, my hands are freezing. I've got my Carhartts on, legs are still cold. But I'm enjoying it because I feel like I'm in the moment. I'm in the ride right now. I'm a part of nature. This is awesome. This is the way it should be. The other thing I really like about riding on motorcycles is just the level and amount of customization that you can do to the bikes if you want to. When I was a kid, my dad used to tell me about when he was a young man, He had an old 1948 Panhead Harley Davidson chopper. I believe it had a 2.5 gallon peanut tank on it with ram handlebars and a suicide clutch. And he would work on it. Now, that's just something that I think would be cool to do, to have a project bike. That's something I'm thinking about doing myself here eventually, maybe in the next couple of years. Get a Harley Sportster 1200. Have chopper conversion kits, get that, and then maybe do a little touring on it across the United States. But you know, that's something that I have no desire to do in a vehicle, to work with a motorcycle. I would love to do that. All right, it's getting pretty cold. Probably time to start heading back home. You can feel the temperatures really dropping. So I want to wrap it up here. But if these types of videos are something you like, then please let me know below in the comments. And as always, thank you for joining me on my rides. I appreciate all the support so far for you guys that do tune in. This is a passion of mine, motorcycling. It's something that I hope to continue to do in my older age, for as long as I'm physically and mentally fit. And I appreciate you joining me on this. Have a good night.